Good Friday morning, my family. Holidays are coming next week. It's going to be Thanksgiving. I was blessed. Actually, me and my husband were extremely blessed. We were gifted a bit smaller turkey yesterday. So I actually decided, because I've got one in my freezer, which is a bit bigger for everybody. But with this one, I decided to go ahead and defrost it, because there are two things I can do with this turkey right now that would benefit us, in especially the way we live on this homestead, where we preserve our food or we break it down and use it for other meals so that we can have it for this winter. This turkey is going to be its purpose for that. But at the same time, I'm going to teach you another method on baking a turkey. For the most part, we all love that fact. Sometimes in the southern areas, or even in northern, there is this thing called a fried turkey. I don't do that. Then there's your roasted turkey, your grilled, your smoked, and your baked. So there is one other aspect on a turkey that allows you to cook your turkey a lot quicker, and that is actually called a spatchcock turkey. You can do this method with a chicken and a duck. It just allows a little bit more even baking on your birds. And I actually love spatchcock, and I'm going to show you how to do that today. Now, this method I will show you, it will go for every poultry you do, whether it be quail, whether it be chicken, pheasant, turkeys, ducks, all poultry. This method with spatchcock will go for all of that. And I'm actually going to go probably a step further. I'm going to take half of this turkey that I have, and I'm going to process it. More than likely, I'm going to can it. I haven't decided if I actually want to can it or if I want to turn it into ground turkey yet. I'm still debating. The other half, however, I am actually going to roast it in a roasting pan in my oven, and I'm going to turn that into different meals for us. Just like tonight, we're going to have what my mama always called turkey divan. And what it is, it's just a turkey with a nice cream cheese sauce and broccoli. And that's what we're going to have tonight. So, and probably a side salad. But I just wanted this turkey to be able to process it for the winter. Also, I'm getting ready to make us some diabetic friendly, low carb desserts. I've been wanting a cheesecake so bad. So, and I could easily, if I wanted to, I told you with me, I'm going to learn actually how not to deprive my body, but I did learn a serious valuable lesson, y'all. I had told you videos prior before that, I kind of let myself go and I gained up to 175 pounds. Y'all, for the past 2 weeks, I have been nothing but miserable. Absolutely miserable. The injuries to my stomach, when I told you I had an incident where I was actually literally shot through my stomach. The stretching of my belly again was very hard on the internalness of my stomach from the internal scars. I have sat down with myself, and I cannot, nor do I want to ever, and I mean absolutely ever, be the old person I used to be. A few things that I'm also learning. Um, Many people will say, how did you do this? You look amazing. You look great. But I also know that when you tell them how you do this, there's a lot of, well, I can't do that. I won't do that. I can't give this up. I can't give that up. Oh, I don't cook like that. And for a lot of times, I just want to keep my mouth shut and just not say anything. There are other times I want to say is, if you didn't want to know, why ask? Because I'm not going to give you ideas, or I'm not going to give you a let's fix it quick pill and it's all said and done. This takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of hard work, but it was so worth it to me. Me and my husband were discussing this morning how much better we feel when we started taking care of ourselves. When I started this channel, I was so grateful to find so many of you. We have nearly 2,800 subscribers right now, and I couldn't be more blessed. But it also tells me that we're not alone. So many of us really do want to change, and so many of us really want to find the way to make things better, even if it's just for a small smidgen. Now, me, I love that Mediterranean lifestyle. It is working for me, and I'm actually going to stick with it. Now, I do some low carb, and that will come, like I told you, with my cheesecake and my baked goods. I find that doing the diabetic versions, because I'm cutting out so much sugar in my life, those work for me. So mixing that with Mediterranean is absolutely working for us. And so I'm glad I wasn't the person that says, well, how did you? But I'm not that but. I'm going to dive right in. And I am so grateful to all of you who are coming to me and saying you're trying these recipes, or you're trying our methods of preserving, and you're enjoying it. Your family's enjoying it. That really makes me feel so good, because I know that I'm sharing something worthwhile when there are times I feel like, why do I even bother doing this? I even have family when, they want to be able to improve their health per se, but they don't want to make the changes. They're looking for that quick fix. Folks, there is no such thing as a quick fix. If there was, I would have found it years ago. I wouldn't have been a pre-diabetic. I wouldn't have been overweight for so many years. My health wouldn't have been so bad. My blood pressure wouldn't have been high. And it took dedication. It took hard work. It took changing my lifestyle to reverse all the damage that I'd done to my body for eating unhealthy, because I just didn't want to take the time to do that. What I didn't understand is before all that, I didn't understand how I was missing out on the best things in my life. The freshness of fruits and vegetables, and how to prepare meats without preserved foods, pre-made mixes. And y'all, I love homemade. I love from scratch, and that is what you're going to get from this channel. So, to move on, we are talking about a spatchcock turkey. Now, the reason I talk about a spatchcock turkey is because I started to tell you that it is a flattened out base, and it is even spread in heat, which means your turkey will cook faster. And so it won't take as long as if it's that whole bird. Now, I also get that fact is sometimes on Thanksgiving, we like to present that whole bird on our table. It isn't always necessary. Like we spoke before, though, we also know that we eat with our eyes. So the presentation of the feast on our table means a lot. But this spatchcock turkey, honestly, is no different. As a matter of fact, it might help even better, because it will help hold in juices more. I have tried both ways, and I personally love the spatchcock way better, because I love how, first of all, it doesn't take forever to bake. Second of all, it is so juicy and so tender. It's actually amazing. So I'm going to show you today how to spatchcock a turkey, as I try to figure out what I'm going to do with the other half of my turkey. If I want to grind this, or if I want to turn it into cubes on my pantry shelf and pressure can it. So I have options, or another option I have is bake it and then turn around and make lunch meat out of it. This way I have authentic, unprocessed chicken breast or chicken meat to put on a sandwich. So, and I have a slicer, so I can actually slice it into sandwich meat. So I've got so many options right now. So, and I could think of so many recipes using this turkey. It's crazy, but it's who I am. So I'm going to take you to the kitchen, and I'm going to show you detail to detail how to spatchcock your turkey and show you what you can do to get a very crispy skin on top of it. Okay, my family, so you first want to make sure that you have a board that will not slide anywheres. Second, you want to dry off your turkey because you're going to have to be able to handle this pretty firmly. You're going to want a nice pair of cutting shears or a really good knife that can basically kind of cut through bones, because we're going to do that. And I'm going to show you right now. I'm on the back side of this, which that's the part we're going to use to cut. But I'm going to try to flip this over right quick and dry my turkey as much as I possibly can. And I'm going to do this again, actually. So you want to take out this timer that you see right here, because we're not going to really need this. You can keep it in there if you want to, even if you want to spatchcock it, but I'm going to take it out because personally I'm going to turn this turkey into something else. The next thing you want to do is this plastic ring that's on here. As you can see here, you want to take that off because it's not going to be necessary. Matter of fact, you'll want it off to spatchcock it. So we're just going to go ahead and remove this from the turkey. And that's not always easy. There we go. So now we have everything removed. I'm just going to simply dry this off some. And then I'm going to turn this around. Now, at this point, there are several things you can do to make your turkeys. If you wanted to totally disassemble your turkey, you can actually pull off the legs, the wings, and the breast, and actually cook your turkey that much quicker. Or you can leave it whole like we always do every year, or you can spatchcock it, and that's what I am going to do. I'm going to remove this excess fat because we're watching, you know, we don't really need all that excess. Now I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to try to show you the best way I can on this. There is right back here, as a matter of fact, I can kind of lift it. There's this backbone that goes all the way across the back of your turkey. We're actually going to remove this. You want to get as close to the backbone as possible. As you can see here, I started cutting it. And I'm going to take this across that backbone all the way down to the end. And you're going to probably take some pressure on your shears. That's why I said you're going to need a good pair of shears or a good knife. Don't be afraid to use both hands if you need to, just like so. I'm just going down that backbone just like this. I actually need a better set of shears, but this will work. Here, I know where I'm at. Yeah, there it is. Oh wow, this one came with 2 necks. I thought that was it. Wow. Alright, hang on 1 minute, y'all. I did not know this one had 2 necks in it. That's kind of cool though, because I'm making a broth with that. I'll just stick that in there while it was cooking with the others. Okay, so I am actually going to use a nice thick knife here. You can do that too if it'll go through bones, but there we go. Get that started. And I might have went just a little too far on that bone because I hit that leg. You kind of don't want to do that, but sometimes it's hard. I'm trying to stay as close to this as I possibly can on this backbone. Right there is usually the hardest. Ah. Take it little steps at a time. My hands are not super strong. Okay. Yeah, I need better. I'm going to be ordering some new pair of these, y'all, because it's really not this hard. But because I have shears that are really old, there we go. Yeah, I need to get some new shears, y'all. Because it's really not this hard. Let me go ahead and finish off this backbone and then we'll come back. Okay, so we got that. So here is our backbone. Now I'm going to actually save this piece and I can make broth out of it. So we're going to set this aside. Now we have our turkey, and this turkey here is now extremely flimsy. We're not quite done yet, so now we got to turn it over because as you see we have no backbone. So we're going to flip this over, and now our legs can lay down just like so as we're laying it flat. Go ahead, pull that skin off, and on the back where the breastbone is, you want to press down just like so and flatten this out just like that. Now you'll hear where you would split the breast, you'll hear it crunch, and you're just wanting to lay this out, and then take your wings, put it behind just like this, and now you have what is called a spatchcock turkey. It is nice and flat, y'all. Now this will help promote even cooking throughout the entire bird. Just like so. To make your skin a little crispier while you bake it, you will literally sprinkle the skin with salt, put it in your refrigerator, whether it be overnight or at least a few hours, up to even 8 hours. You can let that cure on the top of the skin. What it's going to do is that salt is going to dry that skin out a little bit, and it's going to create a crispier skin for you, for those of you who love the skin. So that, I figured I'd go ahead and make a short video basically on how to spatchcock a turkey, chicken, any type of poultry. This is how you do that, and this is why people do it, is because even if you grilled this, now for those of us who love smoked turkey, this is the best way to do that, because you can get an even heat in your grill and on your smoker, and it's not as complicated, or it takes so long and forever to smoke your turkey in a whole form. Spatchcocking your turkey is an amazing way of baking and cooking it. And I wanted to give you that opportunity to know what, if you hear the word spatchcock, well, what is that? How do I do this? So I thought I'd go ahead and try and show it to you and explain to you why I love it. So now I'm going to actually take half of this. I'm going to bake one whole side of this turkey so that I can turn around and use it for supper tonight, and be able to divide this meat up in different meals to freeze. The other side of this is where I'm going to process it And I have not figured out exactly how I'm going to do that yet. Maybe later I'll end up telling you what I've done with this turkey, but because I've got so many ideas right now and with only one. However, I will be getting more, just so you all know. If you find a really good, decent sales price on your turkeys, I'm going to highly suggest you go ahead and do that. You can break these down, you can cook these in several ways, and you can process it in many, many different ways. So I'm going to highly suggest turkey is a really good product to preserve on your shelf along with chicken. The stock is just as amazing as if you had chicken bone stock. So I plan on getting one or two more to process. And frankly, in my opinion right now, it's probably cheaper to get a turkey than it would to get a chicken. So we will be right back. Okay, my family, so I am a bit OCD when it comes to leaving raw meat on my cutting boards. It just bothers me, so I had to clean that up. Now, I have divided both halves up now. I have this one here, which I'm not sure you can see too well. Let me bring you down. Where I have it cut up in sections, here's my leg quarters, the one humongous buffalo wing, I'll call it, and then the turkey breast. And then on this side, I have an entire whole half intact. Now, I have learned another method. I have had where we had our seasonings and we'd beautifully season our turkeys or our chickens. And I've always noticed something, that the outside would be flavorful, but then when it came to the meat, basically there was no flavor. One of the biggest reasons for that, especially for those of you who use the fat or the skin for using it for moisture purposes only and not per se eating it. Yeah, I know, that's crazy, right? But there are some of us who watch the fat content. Some of us, we actually like that fat. But I myself, because of cholesterol issues, I try to minimize it. I don't completely get rid of it, but I do minimize it. But I'd love to have my flavored meat. What I learned was, which I'm having to make, I'm putting rotisserie seasoning on top of mine, along with the fact that I salted it. So I want to be able to get that flavor in my meat, not just in my skin. So in order to do that, you want to deliberately lift the skin up and season the meat as well, not just the outside casing of your skin. If you do that, that's all that's going to get seasoned. Your meat will not be seasoned. So I am going to get some more rotisserie mix made up, and I'm going to go up underneath the skin, flip this over, and go up on the inside. That way I can get some flavored meat on top of having the skin. So I hope that tip helps you as well. Now I'm going to set this up and I will be with you in just shortly. Alright, my family, and this is kind of a short video. Some quick tips, I guess you could call it, for your upcoming holidays. What you can do with your turkey. I am so looking forward to fixing up another batch. I don't ever buy rotisserie chicken or nothing at the store anymore, because when I learned how to make my own, I do a lot more homemade, y'all. Homemade is actually serving its purpose for me and my husband in a great way. Our bodies are seriously absorbing it. We can feel the difference. Matter of fact, I had told you about the time that we actually caved in and ate dinner with a takeout pizza. Now, me and my husband collaborated this morning about that days later. And I want to tell you, I'm going to take some time out and explain to you what we both experienced and how much changing your lifestyle can really affect your body if you're paying attention to it and you're listening to it. Let me get set up, because I'm going to finish this video with that. Okay, my friends. So, we collaborated this morning, and we had both found that our bodies did not accept that too well. Now, I do have some issues, like I said. I have a midsection that is very loose skin because, well, I have no tone in it no more. It got blown away. All the muscles are. I have to live with that. But you know, I would rather live with that than being as big as a person as I used to be. One thing we also learned is we have had so much more energy to get things done, greater than we had since we were even in our 30s. I can't remember when we had this much energy. However, for days now, days, y'all, since eating that pizza, and I don't know what was in it, I don't know exactly how it was fixed, but I'm going to tell you, processed food makes a difference, and it takes a major toll on your body when you learn to use homemade and fresh. Now, we have been doing this for over a year. Everything I have done, I've done it by scratch. 95% of the time we are staying away from processed food as much as we possibly can. Again, I told you we couldn't do for everything, but for what we can do helps. We, for the last couple days, have had no energy. We are just slowly, right now, gaining our energy back. And I told my husband, this is absolutely crazy. It can take a toll out of you so badly, and it takes days to fix that process. Now, for me, it's taken even longer because I told you I started venturing back into somewhat of my old life, and my body's been screaming at me, telling me, what the heck are you doing? Stop it. And I didn't pay attention to it because I was paying more attention to the cravings. I understand how I got those cravings too. But for the most part, I did get to a point where I didn't feel good anymore. And so I made the executive decision to put the kibosh on things and put the brakes and say enough and go back to my old lifestyle because it was so much better. We are now slowly getting our energy back, and I will tell you, if you think processed foods don't make a difference, I will tell you they absolutely do. They took a toll on both of us that we didn't expect, and our bodies were letting us know. If you're paying attention, if you listen, your body does talk to you. And we listened. We just decided it just ain't us anymore. We did not like this. We don't like laying around. We don't like not having the energy to do the things that we like to do. We frankly don't like the taste of what processed food tastes like. It's different. It's hard to describe, but it's absolutely different. So much flavor, vitamins, nutrients, minerals are in homemade that we just absolutely love it. Our body absorbs it. The effects are amazing, from hair to skin to everything shows that what we were doing has been the right path. So hence the reason I keep doing more and more homemade with y'all, and I always will, because this is the way we were meant to be. It started out many years ago when people started cooking for themselves, and so our grandparents, folks, when the processed food started coming in to accommodate conveniences in our lives, convenience became our worst enemy, in my opinion. Stepping away from grandma in the kitchen baking biscuits homemade was the worst mistake we ever did. We should have never stepped away from that path because it was the best thing we ever did. But the convenience of life came in, and it started destroying us slowly but surely. And nobody, absolutely nobody, not the USDA, the FDA, CDC, or anybody else involved in our food, was going to tell us that. And the medical field now tells us at this point, you need to do something about it. You figure. So I am grateful to be in homemade. I am grateful to be in a homesteader. I'm grateful to go back to the days of my grandma, my great-grandma, and my great-great-grandma. I'm glad to go back to the days of the pioneer, because frankly, food tastes so much better. I hope this video helped you on ways that you can do your turkey. I hope it showed you, if you were curious as to what spatchcock was and what the purpose for spatchcocking is. Frankly, I absolutely love spatchcock poultry. It is really good. It is so juicy, flavorful. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. And it doesn't cook half as long as if it were the whole content. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I like that whole just as much as you do. But it's really not necessary. You can still do a beautiful presentation with a spatchcock. Honestly, I've done it. I mean, you could put some pieces of cranberries around your spatchcock turkey once it's finished, or even pop it in the oven, get those berries to pop. Take some sprigs of rosemary and put that around your turkey with some maybe kale, or, oh Lord, y'all, I'm just giving you some decorative ideas on a very beautiful flavored turkey, and still make the presentation look absolutely gorgeous as you would your whole. So hope these ideas helped you. I'm going to get back to now rotisserie this and getting these cooked, because I've got some processing to do and I've got some cooking to do, and I'm looking forward to it. I will try to bring you some content next week before Thanksgiving, and until then, much love to each and every one of you. Hugs, my family. You are definitely my family, and I love you dearly. We'll see you again from Parton's Heritage Homestead.